Hey, Tony Guys here popping in. A little quick video. Um, don't have much time. My son got a soccer game I got to get him to. But I was thinking, and one thing I realized, just in life and with me, sometimes dealing with my family, not my immediate family, but my family outside of my home, which still could be seen immediate family. And, here's the thing. People will let you work. And when I look around at my clients who are millionaires or hundreds of thousandaires, or even don't even make six figures, but make more money than the people where they come from. One thing you have to understand about people is if you put them in a position to not have to do anything and to not have to work harder and they can just come to you, people will let you work. People will let you work and people will let you do everything and not be motivated to do more because they could just ride off of you. They could live off of you and they won't be motivated to do more. And they'll continue to do what they've been doing. And they'll continue to take for granted, what they've been given. And so it's like even when you raising children, like you have to give your children chores. It don't have to be this mean, what's the lady name on Matilda? Trunchbull. You don't have to be Trunchbull. You don't have to be Corella Deville. You could be cool, calm, and collected and say, hey, let me show you how to wash these dishes. You show your child how to wash a plate, how to wash a bowl, how to wash a fork, how to wash a knife without cutting their hand. How to wash a cup, glass, pan, pot, and then you let them do it. They do it wrong, you go, it's still stuff on the plate, they do it again. Show your child how to make the bed. Show your child how to open the ketchup packet. Show your child how to open the little barbecue sauce packet. You like every single thing that a child come to you for. Instead of just doing it for the child, you show your child how to do it. And even if your child is too young to do it right then, they still know how it's done. Like, and you have to think about that. And a lot of times we don't process that. We don't think. I learned how to tie my shoes at like 5 years old because I was at daycare and I watched somebody tie their shoes, and that's how I learned how to tie my shoes. Like my mom and daddy didn't teach me how to tie my shoes, and I just realized my youngest boy, he's 7 years old, he don't know how to tie his shoes yet. The reason being is because all his shoes is just you just slip your foot in. It's a type of shoe called APL, and you just slip your foot in. And I'm like, you know what? This boy got to learn how to tie these shoes. Like he learned how to ride his bike late because we never home in a sense. Like they come home, they change their clothes, they getting a snack, and we off to practice. So my sons don't really ride a bike around the neighborhood because they in soccer, karate, baseball, football. So they don't really just get to ride bikes around like I used to do, coming up because I didn't have that many sports. And so I realized, you know what? Boy, I got to learn how to tie shoes. And when you look at it, we will take and we will build dependent people by doing every single thing for them and not teaching them what to do. And I'm more so speaking of adults than children, but it's kind of like this. If you working hard and you sacrificing and you sacrificing and you take because you got the money, you taking and you booking the yacht for the 4 hours. You take and you paying for dinner at the steak restaurant or the lobster restaurant or the crab restaurant, crab leg place, Mr. and Mrs. Crab, Juicy Crab, all this right here. And you paying because you done bust your butt and you done sacrifice, and now your friend or your mama, your family member, they get to, and they able bodied now. I ain't talking about somebody that they retired and they don't have no income coming in and they not able bodied to go and do something, but you taking care of it. Guess what? They will stay in that place and they'll stay comfortable and they'll keep riding off of you. And I'm about to the place to where I realized, sometimes you're not inspiring people. Instead, you're enabling them. And because I work hard and I sacrifice, and God has blessed me to live on a certain level, and I know it's not just for me, and so I allow other people to go with us and experience things. I have a luxury suite at the stadium, and so we get all the NFL games, and then we get the college games that play there. So I let people who I know go there to inspire them, and I believe in sharing that. But then what the next thing I learned is that there is a fine line. Like there's a fine line. So you'll see, like, somebody could come do something with you and you pay for dinner, and then the next time they say, hey, I got dinner. They inspired to work overtime, to do something, to save different. I got dinner. I had a family member who, I took and gave $3,000 to. And a month later, same family member come and say, hey, can you buy me some glasses? They $600. I'm like, why didn't you buy your glasses out of the $3,000 that I gave you? Like, what in the world? You know what I mean? Like, and I see this happen over and over. And this right here, I'm putting this on Small Business Saturday just because you are a business, you are a brand, and as you building your life and you sacrificing, it's people that you sacrificing, you getting ready to become a life coach, and that's going to add a second stream of income, and that might be a extra $100 a week, extra $400 a month, but then it's gonna grow if you keep pushing it, you keep going, it grows, and now you got an extra $1,000 a month that you were not used to, you didn't have to live off of. So now this extra $1,000 a month, you could go to the crab leg spot, with whoever, with your friend, once a month, twice a month. You could go to the theme park, and now you taking somebody with you who they're not paying. They're not trying to offer to pay the next time. Now you enabling them. And it's something, and I told my wife, I said, me personally, I really don't listen to speakers like current modern day speakers and things like that, or people in my industry or close to me, because I understand the subconscious mind, and I don't want to, subconsciously hear something and then 3 weeks later forget that where I heard it, and then I'm teaching their message as it's mine. And so that's why I don't listen I talk to God, and I just listen to random audio books from white men who not in my industry, who talking about business or tech or something else, or black men who in some other kind of sociology, psychology type field, like a Malcolm Gladwell or something like that. I don't listen to relationship coaches, I don't listen to pastors. I go to God, I talk to God. That's just me. That's not for everybody. That's just me. But and it's because I disseminate information. And so I want to be mindful that I'm carrying the message that God gave me, not that somebody else gave me. And so for that reason, I've heard in my entire lifetime, I've heard one TD Jakes message in my entire lifetime. And I intentionally do not listen to the message because because we in the same calling to share a message from God. So I want him to hear from God and share his message. And I want to hear from God and share my message. And guess what? It's time where I done stood on people's stage like his, and then they have shared my message, because that's what a lot of people do. And I've seen countless people do that to me. So that's why I don't do it. But the one message I heard years ago, he said, not all blessings are transferable. And that thing has stuck with me in just that one sentence. I don't even think I heard the whole sermon, because I had a practice to where I wouldn't listen to more than 2 or 3 minutes. You might get 5 minutes out of me, because I want my message to be from God and not from a man if I'm called to share a message. Some people, but now before I was called to open my mouth and share a message, I listened to teachers 10 hours a day, but I wasn't called to share then. I was being fed then. So it's seasons to it. So understand that. Don't get tripped up on what I'm saying. This ain't for everybody. This for some people. If you don't get it, that means it ain't for you. You ain't here yet. You'll get it later. Okay, but who here, they'll get it. And so understand that. Now, I heard that and I was like, wow. And so I didn't hear any explanations of it, but it made me kind of think. And I say, you know what? Not everybody can handle everything, because if I get a blessing, I don't show it online. You know, if I'm just naturally living and I show like I'm with my family or whatever, I show that. But you don't see even 50% of what I have and what I do because I don't show it online. I don't have a day in the life yet. And the reason being is because I don't think it'll be motivating. I think it'll be, demoralizing. If people see that, this person could do this and do that, and I can't do this and do that, And so I don't show it. But I would look at people around me. If they get a little taste, anything, a little taste, certain people, not everybody, certain people, they got to show every single thing online. Got to show it on Facebook. Got to brag about it. Got to put a braggadocious caption with it. And I see that. Black, white, across man, woman. And it let me know not everybody can handle everything. And that's why God can't pour out in your life, because you want to stunt on your haters. Trust me, I could really stunt on my haters if I wanted to, but I have no desire to, because I want my message to uplift and inspire, and I don't want to beat nobody down with what God has blessed me with and he hasn't given it to them yet. And that could demoralize them and send them down the wrong path. Now, if they're in a certain little group, little mastermind, and I'm teaching certain things and going to the next level with this group of minds, that's different. But just for the general public, I can't do that. And I'll see other people do it. And some people will come to my stuff and will show it online like it's theirs. Like they invited me. And not everybody, but it's just a couple people here and there. And you see that and you're like, wow, everything ain't for everybody. And it shows me that. And you know what? I'm getting ready, and I'm telling you this in the video to paint a picture. And only because a limited amount of people will see this video. But I'm getting ready to get on a private jet with my partner at the end of this month. And we flying private from Florida to Jamaica. And we getting in a villa, and we spending time in that villa for, I think, 7 nights. And then we getting on a private jet and coming back. That's on my friend dime. He flying his friends to celebrate his birthday. And I'm telling you, because I have no desire to show that on Instagram. And in my mind, unless I forget, I'm not gonna show that. My wife, her being a woman and being a blogger and being like a, lifestyle type, she may show it, but I have no desire. And I do this type of stuff all the time, and you never see it. And then at one time somebody will see it. I saw one person, I saw him and his wife on a private jet. And that's when I lost faith, or that's when I stopped trusting him. And I'm like, wow. That's what it was. A hater though. It was somebody that they look for anything. And I'm like, wow. So did you know I could have been on that jet for $300 because of the connections that I have? That I could have been on that jet for less than what I would pay for a normal flight because of the connections I have, or because of the circle that I'm in. But somebody will see that and judge you and then be mad about it. Be mad about it. But that's just how it is. So you have to understand that. But I have some folks that, they showing every single thing, every new item coming in their house. Do you know my wife has never shown her vehicle? She has never shown, and she got a rare edition vehicle. She's never shown it. And I will go on Instagram sometimes, and I will see some people who, some ladies who, every picture, they vehicle is in the background. And it just shows me and it also shows God of what can you be trusted with. Do you worship things, or are you on a mission? And yes, things gonna come. Like the people that God used, they was blessed. People poured out into their bosom. People made sure they was fed. People made sure they was clothed. People made sure they had somewhere to lay their head. Like, God gonna make sure you taken care of. But are you in it to show it off? Are you in it to brag and to boast? Some things you're gonna see, some things you're gonna show, but is that your goal? Is that what you in it for? And then you got to look at who's around you. Like, are you grinding to have a better life so that you could bring people along that's unwilling to work just because you want to be boss hog? And a lot of times I realize this, a lot of times I want to be boss hog. But what I had to contend with is that fine line of, do you want to be boss hog, or do you want people to experience something that they haven't experienced to inspire them to work harder? And I'm gonna tell you, it's only a couple people that I have given them an experience and it has inspired them to work harder. It's only a couple people. That's a whole bunch of people. It's a whole bunch of people, and I can count on one hand. Now, I can't count on my hands and my feet how many people I've given an experience, but I can count on one hand how many people who have been inspired to work harder. Other than just kind of some people just waiting on their gift. They waiting on their handout. Oh, one day my day coming. One day my day coming that this person gonna bless me with $1,000, and I'm gonna be able to have me $1,000 shopping spree instead of enacting a plan to go work to make that $1,000 to go have a shopping spree. And my partner, I'm gonna tell you, I'll be honest with you, I like my partner, who was my friend from when I was in 10th grade. He was in 8th grade, and his family, is a billionaire family, and he was like an angel investor for me throughout my career. And he's been there for me, and a lot of times people don't, and I don't talk about that all the time, but that's why I say you can't ever compare your life to somebody else's life, because I had an angel investor so that my life was taken care of. The money wasn't for my it wasn't going into my business. He took care of my lifestyle. Like, he took care of my house, my car, my clothes, like that. And he just would bless me with money. And that was God. That was God, because look what I'm doing. Look who I'm working for. I know that was God that put him in my life, because he's not even like that. He's not like that. And he don't do that really for nobody else. He received a windfall of blessings after he started blessing me, and he's not even really into God. And he go to Bible study and all that, and he know God, but he's not really like, all in like that. And he said, man, I have to say, after I started helping you, I started getting just like all kind of good stuff happening to me. And I said, oh, hey, that's a blessing. That's how it works. But he took me courtside in high school to the Orlando Magic. So guess what I just did yesterday? I just signed a contract for courtside tickets, because he showed me that. So I wanted to make sure that I want to live. You only get one life to live. So yeah, it's good to grind. Yeah, it's good to work. Yeah, it's good, but you got to live while you're making a living, and it's different levels to it. So right now you may only be able to afford the gas money to drive to your state park to experience the beauty of nature. And that tank of gas is $60. That may be what you have extra, but live. But one day that's going to be $600. One day it's going to be $6,000. One day it's going to be $70,000. And then you're going to be able to live on another level. But you got to be able to grab inspiration. You got to be able to see things and not be jealous of it and be inspired by it. So when I see something, don't nothing make me jealous. Everything inspires me. I feel like personally that I'm the one person that you could tell me every single blessing that's happening to you in your life. And if you could doing it from the right place, like if you just coming to brag, I could sense that. I ain't gonna like that. But if you just sharing your blessings, your testimony, I'm gonna be happy for you. And even when you're doing better than me, it's not gonna make me jealous. It's gonna motivate me. It's gonna inspire me to work. It's gonna inspire me to keep going. And so my business partner and friend, he took me courtside to the Orlando Magic in high school. He took me to the box, to the suite, to the luxury suite in high school. After high school, he put me on a private jet and he flew me out to the British Virgin Islands and put me on a 200-foot yacht and with butlers and maids. So guess what? When I got to the level, I booked me some private flights. When my schedule was tight and it was tight and I need to be in and out, I booked me a private flight. I signed up on a private jet app and stuff like that, where they had free flights to where you paid a one-time fee. The first time I did it was like 2015. The fee was $5,000. And I had sold some real estate investment that I did with him. And I sold a house and I took $5,000 and I bought into this app. And then they had free flights. And then I got on free jets going from Florida to Houston, Florida to Atlanta, from my city in Florida to Miami. I'm on a jet, and I'll post a little bit of that. And people, they might think, oh, you spent $30,000. No, I'm on here free because the $5,000 I paid to sign up, because I Googled it, how to fly private for cheap, how to book a private jet. I Googled it because I was inspired, because I'm like, man, y'all get to walk to this place, get in here. It's nobody in this line, no security line. You just go in. You ain't got to stand in no TSA. Them grabbing all on your scrotum and rubbing all up your booty crack and just making you feel uncomfortable in front of everybody, talking about you a random selection. That's happened to me several times. I'm like, y'all just get to walk in and just get on this plane, and it's safety recommend. It's just like a Delta plane. They take care of it. I'm like, and you get on here, your pilots know your name, they shaking your hand, they talking to you. Y'all getting on here, you got the whole plane to yourself. You ain't got to, you could be on your cell phone. They don't say turn your cell phone off because they know it don't do nothing, like on the real plane. And so your cell phone on, then you got to get on your Wi-Fi. You walking around, you in the cabinet getting you something to drink. I'm like, man, that's how y'all live. And these Caucasian, these white people who they try to tell us, you need to spend your money like white people. Do you know, my friend told me that yacht that they get on, that 200-foot yacht, for that 1 week costs $250,000. Do you know, my friend, they got 10, 12 mansions that cost $5 to $10 million. Do you know one of their houses, they sold it to Oprah? Oprah bought one of their houses. Do you see what I'm telling you? Like, listen. So I saw the myth. I said, everybody spend their money some kind of way. But you know what? My friend, he just not drive an Audi truck. He drove a Ford F-150. His daddy has never driven anything above an Escalade. That's the most expensive vehicle his daddy drive, is an Escalade. When his daddy could have a Rolls Royce, Phantom, Ghost, what have you. Because those things don't matter to them. Like, showing it don't matter to them. What they do is they live it. They go to the Super Bowl. And guess what? This year I was in the Super Bowl on my dime, my tickets. And guess who was in the same suite with me? My business partner and my friend. His daddy come on. Hey, Tony, how you doing, man? Shake my hand. Because he took me to a suite when I was in high school playing football. He took me to the NFL suite. He took me to courtside. And guess who courtside at the Magic now? Me. Guess who courtside at the Magic? Them. They showed, so now they could see this little black boy that we sponsored, that we showed love, that we introduced to this lifestyle. Now he living on this lifestyle. That's what we like to see. My partner hit me up. He say, man, listen, we finna do this right here. We finna do this right there. He say, I only could take people that's on my level. You invited. I'm like, what? I'm on your level. You talking about I'm on your level? But that's what I'm talking about. And that's why I show stuff to people. I show my people who come from nothing, who used to be in the street selling drugs with me or like me, to say, listen, man, if you get your head right and you focus and you live right and you do right, listen, God can move and pour out in your life. But you got to get things in line. And a lot of them don't want to live right, don't want to change, don't want to do right. So they stay stuck and they waiting on a handout. But I just told my wife the other day, because I bought her some tickets to the Floyd Mayweather fight in Miami. We get back from Jamaica with my friend on his birthday thing the day before it, on June 6th. And we doing no phones. So unless I get to shoot my videos before that, you ain't gonna get no videos from me that week. And so we doing no phones. And I'm gonna try to shoot the videos before so you'll see them going out. But I'm gonna be in Jamaica. And you don't even know it except for this video. Only the people who see this video. Unless I post me a little picture or something. And when I post that, I'm just showing life. And I don't never post nothing to brag. I never post nothing in a braggadocious way. And if you really got any sense, you'll be able to tell that. And it just a hater gonna see what they gonna see. And so listen, I'm gonna be over there. When we flying back, we get back on the 6th, on the 7th, I'm going to the fight. I'm going to the fight. And you know why? I'm sharing this with you because you here. Because you're trying to grow, you're trying to learn. But you know what? I bought them tickets to the fight. And I said something to my wife. I said, you know what? I want all the time I could get with you. I'm not finna buy the box. Because they got a box with 4 seats. And the 4 seats for the box is $3,000. And I could spring for it. Yeah, I feel it. I could spring for it. But the 2 seats is $700 a piece. So it's $1,400. And you get to go in a private little club area, private little section. You get food and drinks included in your tickets. And he says the best seats in the house, that's the place to be. You want to see the fight. We just sports fans. We love sports. Even though it's going to be a play fight, Floyd is just playing around with this man just to make him some millions and doing whatever. And so we going to the fight. And I was going to get the box. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because I do that all the time. And I invite people into what we doing. And a lot of times people don't appreciate it. They're not even grateful for it. And it don't even inspire them. It just enables a lot of them. Some of them are inspired, but most people, it's just they're enabled. And they just go right back and doing the same, living the same way. And they just waiting on their next handout. Is that you? Is that you? Now that's the one. Is that you? Are you waiting on your friend to invite you out to dinner again because you know your friend gonna pay for it? Are you waiting for your friend to invite you to the vacation because you know your friend gonna pay for it? Or are you working and grinding and trying to add streams of income so that you could live more life instead of just living and dying as a social security number, having never seen another state, having never seen another country, having never done anything out your comfort zone? Like, how you trying to live? Because even a worker and a servant of God, you still deserve a break. Still deserve to live and to see some things. Because even some of those things going to be a part of a ministry that's going to uplift and inspire other people too. And so understand that. Hey, this is Tony Gaston. I got to get going. God bless you. We'll talk soon.